Be careful, Carol. You're wasting good food here.
Yes, Mother.
I said be careful, child. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Mummy has been so clumsy again.
No, that's okay. It won't bleed for long.
You're so pale. Are you feeling sick? Do you need to see a doctor?
No, I'm fine. I already saw the doctor last week.
Don't be silly. You must see a doctor. Just don't tell him how clumsy your mummy is, all right? I love you so much, my baby.
I love you too, Mother.
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frites that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back with Vampyr. I was pretty fucked up watching that lady cut her daughter with a knife. Spooky. Alright, well, we're back with, like I said, we're back with Vampyr. Turned in that side quest, just thought I'd get that done. But now we're going to head back out. We're going to try and rescue Swansea. I think he's been taken by the Guard of Prewin. Last video, we had that big fight with McCollum, I think it was. We had the option to turn him into a vamp or spare him. We chose to spare him. Well, I guess I chose to spare him, but whatever. As I always say, I consider this a joint effort. I'll take that. Hey there. How are you doing? Bam! Eat steak. Ooh, actually, that sounds good. Die.
This one's mine!
Alright, take out the guy with the gun first. Excuse me. Or you could see the pistol first. I mean, other than their resilience, these guys aren't that hard to beat. And that shotgun's easy enough to deal with. Well, I guess at the same time, that pistol... Oh, shit. That pistol, that guy, it really isn't that hard to deal with. I don't know. I don't pay enough attention. Bam. Trying to get that health back. Full on blood. Now we're just gonna hack him to death with our hatchet. It's a kind of a mouthful.
So Prewin never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Ooh, send a strong blood serum in that.
It's one of them!
Ow! Stop! Stop it! Alright, killed him. I think the head of the Brotherhood of Saint Paul Stole or whatever. I think his I can't remember what the hell it's called. He had something stolen from him by the guard of Prewin.
Over there!
I think it should be here. Pandora's box, track the quest. Yeah, it should be in this area. That's a rat. Beep beep doo. Oh, there's Edgar. No, that wood. Pull us out of the area. New Doris Fletcher diary soon. Soon I'll be on the stage again, for my rehearsals are almost over. My miners are gathered around me, ready to follow my every command. Soon my audience will return, ready to applaud my art. The young, the gorgeous, my healthy audience. They'll return to their families, their beautiful houses and happy lives, delighted by my performance, shocked by my disguise, touched by my grace, my infectious legacy. They'll spread the disease one by one, and they'll turn, and I'll be their beloved queen again, and they'll never forget me, and I shall have my revenge on the dirty trick fate played on me. God, I'm sorry about the coughing. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been coughing all day, and of course, as always, I turn on my microphone, and that's when it starts.
Don't forget to check every door. Best be off the squad.
Really? You see me walking in here, obviously I'm not one of you. It takes you that long to figure out that I'm a vampire. And I'll just keep saying it. How many people are just not going to mention my creepy red eyes?
The beast must die!
Use blood cauldron. God damn it, die!
Walks with me! I shall fear no evil!
Well, I'm happy for you. they're dead. Let my health regen a little bit before I head downstairs to save Edgar. I don't know where this information about Taltry's journal is.
It's locked.
Of course it is. Okay, so there's got to be another set of stairs somewhere that we're missing. Or a key somewhere that we're missing. I mean, I've killed everybody in the, everybody upstairs. Nope, not over here. That door just would lead me outside. Hell, I bet if we jump off this balcony, we could probably punch through the floor. Thought I saw something shining down there. Huh. It's on this table. Yeah, it's right there. McCollum's report. I just finished reading Doris Fletcher's journal, as painful, as dreadful as it was. My God, the woman planned to see everyone in London afflicted by some infection, or infecting all who would come to her next play. It helped me understand greatly what is going on. Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of some Harriet Jones, who has been treated as a patient for a long time at the Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, but used her fame and notoriety to see her while visiting the poor and sick in the East End. I don't know exactly what happened then, but this is how her mother infected her before returning to the theater, and how she turned into that monstrosity that the leech known as Jonathan Reed finally defeated. The presence of that vampire in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I am convinced he is deeply involved with the vampire plague going on in London right now. I am also convinced Swansea is his accomplice, and that those two are planning something more terrifying than anything the Guard has ever faced. Maybe I should take some time to read the old books and manuscripts the Guard still possesses to get some answers. It may prove useful. In the meantime, I better send some patrols to investigate about what is occurring at the Pembroke Hospital. It took me 2 days to parse through the dusty registers and books we keep in the vault. God, I hate losing time like this. The search did prove fruitful. For once, I found 2 pages that could be related to our present situation in a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. I took them with me to read more carefully. The creature Marshall says he fought in 1666, this disaster that aimed to destroy London. It is very similar to what happened with Doris Fletcher: disease, infection, hate of the living, and a desire to see the city ransacked. I have no doubt now that the bloody old leech of William Marshall is behind all of this, and that he is back. This could be our greatest accomplishment if the Guard could at least find and destroy that old bastard. I believe what Marshall did in 1666 is exactly what Reed is now trying to do. Did the creature, this disaster, escape their will? Is it why Marshall destroyed him in 1666 and Reed did the same with Doris Fletcher before she became such a creature? I don't know, but those two are clearly working together, and Swansea is helping them. I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reed, I'll destroy that evil beast myself, and then we'll deal with William Marshall and this disaster thing. Prewin will prevail once more.
Was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
There we go. Edgar's behind that door. Hey there, buddy.
No civilians allowed. I'll tell you!
Go down.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, wonderful. The Vampire Knight. Oh, God. Another long one. William Marshall. Forget the legend about the man, the one most of you heard of, you lazy bastards. Forget the empty tomb in Temple Church. Forget the death of those among us who died trying to locate him. We, the guard, know that he is still hiding somewhere. That's the only fact we must keep in mind. Another small detail we need to keep in mind. This little fucker is clever. How many times have we thought we had him cornered to finally only find old dust and cobwebs? Marshall has been a vampire for 1,000 years. We're no match until we change our plans concerning his hunt. So here are a few questions for you lazy bastards. I want all of them answered before speaking of another great hunt to pin the leech down. Who helped him escape his den under Temple Church? We know for a fact that a private contractor was paid to move a large coffin from the church a few years before we investigated the tomb. What exactly did the traders of Brotherhood of St. Paul discuss with William Marshall before they met in 1785 in London? The report of this meeting has been burnt, but witnesses remain of a request made by Marshall to access a specific book in their library. Why does the monstrosity known as Lady Blackwood seem linked to Marshall? They exchanged letters. She went in London to meet him in 1786, according to the Brotherhood spies. She tried to discreetly buy his castle in Wales in 1793 before fleeing when spotted by our fearless mentor, Kendall Stone. See the pattern here. What happened during these few years? Why should agitation and activity? Answer these questions. My brothers and you will find the path to our most eminent foe, William Marshall, oldest vampire of London, oldest vampire of England, to survive our righteous wrath. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldritch, pre-one later. William Marshall's memoirs. Jeez. Okay, you can pause and read this. I don't feel like reading, in all honesty.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Evidence safe until further notice. The safe will be used. Key, remember.
I should find the key to that box. Edgar. Edgar. Can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy.
You just cut him down like that, and then you're like, oh my gosh, easy.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Geoffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skull epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession? Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
Right, I admit it. I boldly ventured into experimental realms, but I've killed no one to appease my thirst for knowledge, Jonathan. I'm no murderer.
I never asked to become what I am, Edgar. You chose to conduct your rogue experiments.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
You sick, blah, 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 let die. I'll make your death quicker. No, I don't think we really turned somebody. I'm not going to let him... I somewhat like Edgar.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
Truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
You. Don't do this at home, kids. That's how diseases spread. We just get this loading screen that kind of breaks the tension. Okay, talk to Lady Ashbury. Apparently the safe's key is here inside the, words. It's here inside the playhouse, but I'm not entirely sure. You know what? I'll run around and try and find that on my free time, and we'll call this one here. I want to say, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links to all that stuff can be found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. But until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is the Vampyr Gaming Channel. I'm out.